Hello tech lovers, today we're going to take a look at this, the DJI OSMO Action camera. The OSMO Action Cam comes well packaged, and around the back you'll see some of the key specs, such as it being waterproof up to 11 meters and being able to record in 4K with electronic image stabilization. In the box you get a case, the Action Cam itself, and various accessories, including a little box to hold the battery and a USB Type-C cable for charging. DJI have made a pretty standard looking action camera, but you'll notice it has a screen on the front. On the top is the power and record button. Around the side is a display switch button, and this is also where you'll find access to the SD card and the USB Type-C charging port. On the bottom is the battery, so it'll give you a live view on the back, nice wide angle lens. And what I really love about this is if you flip it around and hold that button, you then get it shown on the front screen, allowing you to make sure you're always in shot. This side button also acts as the quick menu button, so you can see you've got video, HDR, slow motion, time lapse. One thing to note is you'll need to go into the quick switch selector if you want to enable the photo options. They aren't on by default. You simply go in there, press the tick, and you can uncheck ones that you're not using, and they then won't appear on the menu. The OSMO Action just slides into its case. Because it's waterproof, it doesn't need a waterproof casing, and that allows you to record sound much better than if you have a fully enclosed case. It just clips on like so. You've still got access to all the buttons that you need, but you won't be able to open the port to get at the SD card or charge this. On the bottom's your standard Action Cam mount. Unfortunately, they don't include anything to convert that into a tripod friendly mount. So I've got this on a little selfie stick, and I can see myself quite clearly in the little screen. Just got my OnePlus 6. I'll be very interested to hear what the audio is like, and also to see the image stabilization of this. Just go for a quick walk around the garden. One thing I do like about this tiny little action cam is that if you pop it on a selfie stick, you can get some really interesting shots. You can go down low and rush right through things. I think that makes for some very creative, different shots to what I'm used to. Normally with a big bulky camera, you've got to be very careful with it. It's very expensive, and you can't rush around and get right through the grass in the same way I can with this. The DJI Companion app allows you to use your mobile as a second screen, so if you want to look at a larger screen, or if you're putting this in a slightly awkward position that means you can't really see what you're doing with the camera, you can come onto this app, and this also allows you to change the mode and change the settings. So if you're in time-lapse mode, for example, you might want to change the interval from, by default it was on 3 seconds, but you might want to change it down to half a second, or put it all the way up to every 30 seconds. You can also trigger the start and stop and change the different modes, slow-mo, HDR. It's all the same kind of modes that you had in the action camera itself. It's just on your phone, and you get the larger screen to see what you're doing. What I really like about these mini cameras is you can get them into some really interesting positions that I couldn't do with my Canon M50 or my Canon 80D. You probably could, but it'd be perhaps a little touch and go on the paintwork. And what's really nice about the OSMO Action Cam is that it's waterproof. So now I've got the OSMO Action mounted in my car just to see what the sound quality is like. I'm going to be quite interested. I think it's great having the little front screen, so I can make sure it's nice and level. I think it's nice and level anyway, but at least I can make sure I'm in shot, and I can see that if I had a passenger, they'd also be in shot. It's raining at the moment, so I've got the wipers on. There's rain hitting the car, and I'm just going down a road at 30 miles an hour. I'll be very interested to hear what the sound quality is like, because it's quite a bit of a noisy environment, but hopefully this should do a good job of just picking up my voice and cutting out all the background noise. One thing I do really like about these little cameras is the ability to put them into interesting places and do time lapses. I love that there's waterproofing without a case. It means you can get it into some really interesting places. So if you're into your storytelling, for example, you can get some very different shots. I really like the little DJI OSMO Action camera. The reason I finally took the plunge to get a little action camera as a second camera is this front-facing screen. I love that it's waterproof without a case straight out of the box. That gives you lots of extra options. You don't have to worry too much about putting a case on. It also allows you to record sound a lot clearer without a case. The only thing that I would like to have seen is an adapter to allow you to mount this on a tripod out of the box. I happen to have one of these, so that wasn't an issue, but it'd be great if it came with one. Fortunately, because they've chosen to use the standard Action cam mounting, it means any of your existing accessories should work with this. If you want to mount it onto your helmet, for example, you've already got a helmet mount or tripod mount, should work just as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about this product, I'll put links in the description below. If you're new to my channel, hit subscribe, join my tech tribe, and I'll see you on the next review.